Well, we've been saying it time and time again because the Dow is so close to that 20,000 mark, and this is what folks are calling the Trump rally. That is boosting stocks, the value of your 401k right along with it. You can see that the Dow is also trading higher today, off some of the highs so far of the session, and some analysts say 20,000 is just another number. You know, that's no real big deal. We wanted to ask our guest about that. Gene Marks is joining us. He watches the stock markets along with other things with the economy.
Sure.
Gene, before I get to the big picture, I want to ask you about one specific stock, and that is Ford.
Right.
Ford stock is rallying. We just told our viewers we have some breaking news this hour.
700 new employees, right?
700 new jobs that are going to be added in Michigan, a $1.6 billion plant canceled in Mexico.
Yep.
Why? Why do you think this is happening?
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of when President Obama back in 2014, his State of the Union address was saying that we need more paid time off. Not enough employees in America have paid time off from their employees. And when you know it, Jenna, within the next year or two after that, all sorts of companies were coming out of the woodwork with their generous paid time off programs. And why were they doing that? Well, to attract more employees is one, but to get really great PR is another reason. So when you've got the President-elect of the United States talking about keeping American jobs and making sure that America is first and we're going to make that a priority, you've got now companies coming out of the woodwork to say, hey, Mr. President, here's what we're doing to play our part. So yes, it plays into the stock price, of course, but at the same time, it's image.
Well,
it's
the question
PR.
is then, is it sustainable? Because that's why so many companies did turn overseas. They're trying to create value for their shareholders. And in a lot of ways, they're trying to also keep the jobs that they have here in the United States by just making sure their portfolios are diverse. So
I agree.
What about that side of it, about whether or not some of these decisions are actually sustainable, given the state of our economy today?
They've got to balance whether or not making those decisions is going to add to the long-term returns of the company. So, you know, in the end, if you're a CEO of Ford or any public company, your job is all about to increase your stockholder value and your stock price. So right now, their VP of Public Relations are hard at work to making sure they're doing just that. Now, 2 years from now, will that still be the same story to back that up with real numbers and real profits for these decisions? That'll be something we can talk about.
So that's part of the story that will continue. Okay, let me ask you a little bit about this milestone. I know you were on with us just a short time ago talking about this. Do you agree with the analysts that say, 20,000 psychological number, but not really that big of a deal? What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, let me just say that, look, all morning you're reporting on bad news. So can we first of all enjoy that the stock market...
Amen.
It is up, right? The Dow had its best year since 2013. The S&P is up 10% in 2016. It's really good stuff. 20,000 is just a number that people are making up because it's a psychological thing. The secret to the stock market right now is it's not all about Donald Trump. Yes, you know, there was a Trump rally because people are expecting good things to happen in the future, but corporate earnings were really good this past quarter. They were about 3% an increase. It was their biggest increase this past quarter since early in 2015. Most analysts are predicting an increase in corporate earnings in this quarter, the fourth quarter that's just ending. Some analysts are predicting anywhere from 8 to 10% earnings for a lot of corporations in 2017.
And why is that happening?
Well, companies are managing better, but more importantly, the economy has been growing. GDP was strong over the past few months, so unemployment is down as well. The economy is not doing so bad. Low energy prices is also helping and fuel. That doesn't mean that there are challenges and obstacles in the future. A strong dollar could limit your customer base. Anything that happens in China or overseas, anything like that could be a problem. But think about that. If you're an investor, if you're running a company, you've come off a good year, the economy is going strong, and now you've got an administration and a Congress that's coming into play and saying, we are going to cut your taxes almost in half by what it was in the previous years. That really bodes well for corporate earnings. So part of it is a Trump effect, but part of it is actual real life numbers.
Well, we'll take both, right, for a little optimism as we start off the year. Gene, great to see you as always.
Thanks,
Thank you so much.
Take care.